All right. Hey, lovies. I'm trying to figure something out. Please bear with me. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. And if I have more problems, I might just scrap this because now I'm getting frustrated. Um, why the fuck did I have to do it this many times? Pissing me off now. All right. All right. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for your patience. I'm trying to figure stuff out because I'm trying to do something different and it's kind of annoying. But nonetheless, happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. Like I said, you know me, I usually, start talking right away, but I'm trying to figure things out. So, nonetheless, I hope that you guys have been well when you start popping in. At first, I thought like I had this set to private by accident. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Because it wasn't showing up on my computer. So I'm like, why is it doing that? But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys have been well. I haven't checked in since I think last Wednesday, so it's been a little while. Um, I was doing pretty good with like trying to be a little bit more on top of my readings, but I needed a break. I needed a break, and I'm back, and yeah, I'm happy to be back. So with all that said, I hope that you guys have been doing well. I know that the time changes kind of kicking some of our butts a little bit. Maybe a little bit more tired than usual and stuff like that, but we'll get used to it, right? For those of us in the states anyway, there's only like I think 2 or 3 states that don't observe it, but yeah, the majority of the states do. um yeah, so springing forward. Maybe that's what the message will be about, something about springing forward maybe. um so with all that said, this is a collective message. Well, let me start by saying, for those of you who are new to the channel who pop in, welcome, and I hope you like what you see here, decide to stick around, all that good stuff. um and support the channel by hitting that subscribe button and the like button, all that good stuff. um all of those things are super helpful. And if you have been rocking with your girl for a little bit already, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Um, yeah, so let's get started. I have some new decks that I purchased. One of them is the Pink Oracle deck. I like this one. Let me see if I can get within frame. Am I within frame? Okay, yes, I am. Like I said, with the camera angle I'm trying, I don't know how well it's gonna turn out. I hope that it works out okay though. Yeah, it's called the Pink Oracle deck, and it's kind of cool. It has like these. It's really pretty. It has like gilded sides and stuff like that. So I think that's really nice. And it's a combination of like tarot plus like oracle type style. So I thought those were pretty cool. So we're gonna start the reading off with these bad boys, and then we'll do a reading based off of some tarot, and then we're gonna also tap into this deck as well, the Truth Oracle. I like these because it touches base on different areas of life, not just like romance or something. Like it's a little bit of everything, which is pretty cool. And yeah, then like a little final advice piece from Spirit, and that'll be the end of the reading. So let's get started. Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. What does the collective need to know and see at this time for their highest good? One more shuffle. All right, so starting out, we have, oh, interesting. We have rejection. It says rejecting, not wanting, not accepting, and discarding. So I'm getting, I heard good riddance. There might be an energy of, just kind of getting rid of old stagnant energy, which makes sense because we are heading into the spring. Um, so hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. Why is it doing this? This is so weird. we go. But yeah, some of you guys might be stepping into that energy of, out with the old, in with the new, just, trying to do things in a different way, which is, I can dig it. We're not trying to hold on to that old stagnant ass energy, right? We're gonna put an end to it. So I say we because I resonate with that. All right, so let's get like maybe 5 cards from here to start. I'm gonna try to keep the cards as close to the frame as I can. It's kind of hard to do it with this setup because I want, the whole point of why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to be able to see the cards. But let's see how well I can make that work. I have to get used to this. I haven't done it like this since when I used to do pre-recorded, so this is different. I never did it live. So, all right, what we have. All right, disharmony came out in the reverse. I don't know if you guys saw it when it spun around, but it came out in the reverse. It says the mismatch of different perspectives, ideas, or actions, conflict between people, ideas, and elements. It came out in the reverse, and we're gonna take it as such because that's, to me, that means that spirit is letting you guys know that you guys are stepping out of that type of energy. You're finding harmony within your life and within yourself rather than staying in a stuck energy. And we already established and kind of was feeling the energy of, letting in the new stuff, right? Out with the old and with the new. I keep hearing it. I keep hearing it. So, and I also keep hearing good riddance. So let's keep going. Let's see what else do you guys need to know at this time. Ooh, another one that came out in the reverse. It spun out. All right. So it says witch. To enchant, be enchanted, to be influenced or under the influence, a mystical or supernatural person or event. It came out in the reverse. Like I saw it. Like literally come out like, no, we don't want to, it's not meant to be read that way. So what I'm kind of getting is if there, I just got kind of like illusions. Like if there was any illusion or delusions happening in your life, you're seeing things a little more clearly. There's nothing that's like kind of holding you back in that way. I'm also picking up on this idea that if there was like a stuck energy when it comes to your manifestations and things like that, there could have been an energy around. See, my throat chakra changed. That there could be confirmation there. Excuse me. I wonder if it's like kind of saying there could have been an energy around you that was kind of like sending negative vibes your way to try to keep you from being able to accomplish or obtain your, see, throat chakra still, the things that you're trying to shoot and reach for. Let me know if these messages are making sense as messages come out. Tell us more. Yeah, and this could be a person who caused you a sense of, disharmony at one point in your life. That you've been removing your self from that situation. I just heard celestial body. It's funny because I'm working with my students with, we're talking about outer space right now, and that's one of the things that is going to come up in one of the topics for our themes. These cards keep coming out in the reverse, guys. This is so interesting. All right, so now we have bridge. This came out in the reverse. A transition to a new situation, environment, or event, supporting movement and progress. I'm getting there was a bridge that was blocked for a bit. Yeah. And this is something that was kind of behind the scenes, right? It was a secret. So and told me to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, something vague, secret, not fully understood, or concealed from knowledge. So there was somebody who was trying to block your path. Yeah. Yep. The card slipped out of my hand. I'm trying to show you guys. I just like slid. Like, yep, this is exactly what's happening. Like trying to keep you stuck in action, not taking any steps or making any effort towards a situation or problem. Like trying to just keep you in a stagnant energy. Yeah, puppet, to be controlled, to be manipulated, to be in someone else's hands. Someone else was trying to control your narrative. And it's like you had to realize that that was an energy that you were not going to allow. Okay? You're like, fuck that shit. Let's get two more from here. And then I think for the tarot portion, we're going to just do whatever comes out. I just feel kind of drawn to do so. To get a little bit of a narrative of what's been happening. If these messages are resonating so far, let me know in the comments, or by liking or hitting the reactions. All those things are super helpful. All right, so we have two cards that came out together. Let's see. Ladder. To reach a goal, one must move forward, but sometimes stepping back is also a part of the journey. Yes. One step forward, two steps back. Dead end. A place or a condition where things must stop or options are exhausted. Yeah. You've kind of reached your limit with something. And now it's, about you kind of being on that upper echelon towards something new. Now, it might always feel like, every time you make this effort, something else happens. Like, you might feel like that sometimes, but just understand, I think Spirit is letting you know. Yeah, look, remember we had disharmony, because I was about to say something about that. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Harmony. Balance and harmony. The harmonious working together of different parts, tasks, and people. So while there might have been that stuck energy for a bit, there's about to be some movement forward. Even if it's been a slower progress, there is something that's about to start shifting and changing and happening. So I love that energy for you guys. Hey Latzy, hey girl, hey. And I do see other folks have been popping in. I think, what's the name? Next Hideout, Miss Thang. I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. Like kind of squinting a little bit. Hey, Jerome. Jerome in the house. Nina, I think is the name. Let's get one more from this deck, and then we're gonna do a little bit more with a tarot deck. See what's going on there. Anything else you guys might need to know? All right, got two. All right, wealth. Heard health equals wealth. Yeah, see? Something like there was somebody who was trying to hold you back when it comes to your progress, and part of it might have been about your money. And keep in mind that wealth is not always just about finances, right? It's about your health. It's about your overall well-being, things like that. So, whatever wealth means to you, there have been possible people in your life. I heard the word entities. Entities in your life that have been trying to, keep you from that. So the wealth card, it says prosperity, luxury, a state of having money, resources, and possessions, emotional or material abundance. Not everything is always financial. We also have snake, cold-blooded, self-interested, threatening individuals and influences. So those came out together for a reason, right? Just be mindful of the energy that you've been having around you. I think a lot of you guys are probably well aware. I'm getting like people who are very intuitive and they know who and what this energy is. This is about, being cognizant enough of, okay, so how do I remove myself from that energy? Solution. A strategy or answer to be found. Sorry, I read that wrong. A strategy or answer found to overcome a problem or challenge. I think what it is sometimes is like I will write something slightly different, and the author wrote what they wrote, and that's fine. Conflict here on the top of the deck, it says physical or emotional struggle, conflict, disagreement, confrontation, or competition. Ew. I don't like that energy at all. Gross ass people, who want to compete, like for what? I'm getting karmics. Fairness, balance, truth, accountability, equality, and making decisions based on what is right and ethical. So I'm getting that you guys are going through like maybe a karmic lesson here. And it's like you have to be the one to kind of come up to your own solution to get out of the circumstances. But despite that energy of feeling stuck, now that you guys are uncovering this this information and gaining the sense of knowledge about your circumstances, I'm getting that you guys are about to start seeing things kind of shift and change. Yeah. As I'm shuffling, the sun is here. Like you're seeing things a little bit more clear at this time. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do a few more shuffles, and then we're gonna do a little bit of whatever comes out. I did see the Ace of Pentacles while I was shuffling. Saw the moon. All right, Spirit. What else does the collective need to know? Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Moving on, moving forward. I'm getting like success and victory. I'm getting, some of you guys might physically be getting ready to move. But nonetheless, there's just this energy of overall movement, right? Moving forward from things that no longer serve you, which we kind of picked up on even earlier in the reading. There might have been some stagnancy in certain areas of your life. Ace of Wands on the top of the deck in the reverse. So I'm kind of getting, you know, I heard prolonged. That was the word I just heard. So like, let's say if, you know, you had some ideas and stuff like that when it comes to like your career and things like that. And I heard the word advancement. Like if there were some delays when it comes to career advancement, that is about to start to lift for a lot of you guys who do resonate with this. Yeah. This is in the reverse, but I think it's only in the reverse, Ace of Swords. I think it's in the reverse because, again, we were talking about seeing things clearly. There might have been like, I'm getting like pulling the wool over one's eyes. There could have been people in your life who, you know, they knew how to, you know, play the game. They knew how to manipulate and put you in a place where you thought that you could trust them, and then you realize later, like, oh, this person's not trustworthy. Right? So that's kind of what I'm picking up on so far. So let's see. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of whatever comes out kind of reading here. What else does the collective need to know, Spirit? Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. Challenging position. We have the Chariot. Yes. Was the first card we saw to begin with, right? And it's like, it's in a challenging position for a reason. It's just saying, hey, yes, this is a time to move forward. But remember how we saw that ladder card and we got that energy of, you know, feeling like, you know, as soon as you start to, you know, make progress and see things happening, then something else happens. And that might make you feel like you're, you know, in this energy of like, I heard teeter-tottering, back and forth, not sure where you're going, kind of feeling unsure. Yeah. So, you know, don't want to be stuck in that energy too long, right? Trying to get out of that. Tell us more. Tell us more. Nine of Cups. Yes, you guys are like trying to go towards your overall happiness. Yes, work on that. Go towards that. Right? That is the goal. Like, why we kind of keep on staying in a stuck ass, you know, energy where, you know, we're not feeling harmonious, right? That was like, we literally saw those two cards. We saw harmony and disharmony. Like, we want to feel harmonious. I would not be shocked if like the Temperance card were to show up at some point. But like, you know, why would anybody want to be stuck in an energy where, you know, you're not happy, where you feel like things are just in a place of lack, right? Feeling like your manifestations are not coming into, you know, fruition. Fuck that. You know, you work too hard. And this is where, you know, a sense of, you know, overall like independence and, you know, some great stuff is about to start coming through. It just takes some time, right? We talked about the wealth energy that showed up. Yeah, but it's about planning too. I heard financial planning. Some of you guys might benefit from seeing like a financial advisor, or I just also heard resume writer. So I don't know if some of you guys are thinking about like, you know, jumping ship from your current job or something like that. And if you are, those are things that, you know, could be beneficial. Like somebody who can help you plan out finances, and also somebody who can help you rewrite your resume and, you know, shop it around to, you know, different people or companies. What else does the collective need to know, Spirit? Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna take this one because this was the only one that actually like went, like it flew over there. I will show you the other cards though, but I'm gonna put them back. Eight of Swords along with the Two of Wands. So planning energy or making a choice along with being stuck in your head and feeling restricted. So the restriction could be the fact that there's a little bit of chaos here. Not a little bit, I feel like a lot. And remember, we did see an energy of possible competition, right? Was it this card that says something about competition? No, but we did pick up on competition. And I don't remember what the card was because I don't know this deck that well yet, the other deck that we started off with. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We got two decks that are saying that there are people in secret competition with you, that, you know, they're trying to slow you down or they want what you have. And it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do about that information, right? You know that there's this energy of, you know, conflict and chaos, people who try to slow you down, certain situations that are slowing you down. Are you going to stay in those situations, or are you going to do something about it? And that's where that planning ahead kind of comes in. No more being stuck in this energy. Queen of Cups. Have to get out of those emotions and make some action happen, because look, it's time to plan and plan accordingly. You know, you don't need anything that's going to keep on holding you back from what you're trying to manifest. Tell us more, Spirit. I'll take both of these. Yeah. A lot of energy of like needing to like walk away, surrendering. You guys have been having a hard time with doing that. This is about surrendering and walking away. And it's like, but it's in the reverse. You know, there's people in your energy who want to win at all costs. Sometimes you just have to kind of bow out gracefully and say, fuck this. Yeah. Secret energy going on behind the scenes when it comes to like teamwork, air quotes, dynamics and stuff. So this is, it's giving me work related. And it's going on behind the scenes and you don't see it, you don't know it, but I think you can feel it, right? Again, you guys are very intuitive. Yeah, the sun is in the middle of the deck. So it's like, you know, there's this energy of you guys, there's a revelation happening, right? And you're learning how to not let your emotions control control your decision making. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Tell us more. Let's get like maybe 3 more from here. The Fool in the reverse, having a hard time with taking a, yeah, see. That's why, like, there's like, I felt like I was about to have like a major hiccup. Had to take a deep breath real quick. There's a lot of fear. You know what's funny? Earlier, like, I was like, oh, I'm going live. Like, when I was at work, I'm going live. Like, this is what I told myself. I'm gonna go live. Blah, 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 blah. I haven't been on in a few days or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I was, like, so gung-ho about going live. And then all of a sudden, like, something was going on in my chest while I was sitting on the couch when I first got home. And I was, like, having a hard time breathing. I was, like, trying to, like, catch my breath. I'm like, is this a panic attack? Like, what's going on here? My chest started to hurt, and I started feeling, like, a feeling going down my arm. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? No, thank you. Please don't be a heart attack. So I'm just like, I have heart problems. Like, I'm like, no, thank you. And I just, you know, I breathed, you know, and I allowed myself to calm down, but I don't know what was going on. But I told myself, my ear just started ringing as I'm saying this. I told myself, you know, you need to just chill. Just fucking chill. If you go on, you go on. If you don't, you don't. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because there might be a big time sense of anxiety or something about taking a leap of faith into something that you either are not comfortable with, that could be like outside of, you know, your typical comfort zone kind of thing. But the thing is, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, they're like, fuck that. We're going to put you in the most uncomfortable positions to make you do what it is that you're called to do at this time. So, you know, no more pussyfooting around, you know, should I or shouldn't I? That's why there's a lot of energy about, you know, restrictions and making decisions. It's like, you know, you're holding yourself back by staying in situations that you don't need to be in. Not to mention certain energies around you that are also holding you back too. You know, that it kind of all goes, you know, together. Yeah. You know, it's time to invest in yourself. Seven of Pentacles here on the top. Like, it's time to invest in yourself the same way you invest in everything and everyone else. So if you've been putting a lot of time and energy into a job or friendships or whatever, right? I'm definitely picking up on something with like jobs and shit like that. It's time to, you know, go back to the drawing board. And that could be why I keep picking up on resumes, like resume writing. I heard business cards. Like, for those of you already might have a business or something, but you're revamping or something, you know, maybe doing some rebranding and, you know, trying to figure out ways to, like, you know, do that when it comes to your business ideas. Like, what does that look like for you? And like, not for nothing, I know everybody's like, oh, AI is terrible, and but AI can be good for certain things, in my personal opinion. Just making sure that we use it in a way that actually is conducive to something positive, in my personal opinion. So if you feel comfortable in doing so, go on, you know, Canva. They have a whole AI thing now where you could like have them help design, you know, like your what's the word I'm looking for? Like your overall branding kit. You know, they have a branding kit kind of thing going on where you could like have your brand colors and stuff like that, and upload like your logos and things like that. They could create a logo for you. Like, there are things that can be done, but there's a fear possibly for some where you're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that. But whatever this is something that could turn into I heard longevity. It could become something that brings you a sense of longevity, instead of living paycheck to paycheck or not knowing what's going to happen next, right? With this Four of Wands here, stability. So what would you like to do about that, right? What would you like to do about that information? Let's get one or two more from here, Spirit. If these messages are resonating with you guys, let me know in the comments or hit some reactions. All those things are super helpful. Seven of Wands. So this is a energy of like self-protection, really fighting for yourself, doing what's necessary for yourself to kind of guard yourself. That's a good energy to be in, especially when you got people around you who are trying to kind of hold you back, hold you down. And the thing is, you're gonna have to stand your ground when it comes to walking away from something, embarking on a new journey, whatever that journey may be. You know, it's going to be different for everybody, right? So, you know, there's something that you know that you need to walk away from. And in that process, you are going to have to kind of really fight for yourself. Yeah. And this is definitely work related for somebody. If you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. But I'm definitely picking up on this mostly for the majority of the people who do resonate. It's going to be work related with this Eight of Pentacles here. So you keep on fine-tuning yourself and mastering your craft and, you know, really showcasing your talents. Keep doing what you have to do to, you know, have that sense of career advancement, okay? The Star, you're meant to shine. You're meant to really showcase your talents. So when people, you know, try to dim your light, don't let them. One word from your spirit. Yeah, don't let them dim your light. You have too much to bring to the table to let anybody dim your light. One more. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Wands in the reverse. They want you guys to be more confident. You're not feeling confident enough right now. I get it, trust me. um, Confidence is key, okay? Like, if you're feeling a lack of confidence, do things like little exercises and stuff like that that can help you rebuild your sense of confidence in yourself. Like affirmations, journaling, um, things like that can definitely help build up your sense of confidence within yourself. Um, I'm also getting like, because I'm definitely picking up on like business ownership, because the Queen of Wands is somebody who is a businesswoman. So with that being there, it's like there have been people who in your life who have possibly been like keeping you from getting to that bag. Why? Because you don't feel confident enough in yourself, because people have been saying things to you to make you feel less than. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, nah, we gonna turn this upright, because that's the energy that you need to be in, okay? Especially with, Eight of Wands energy on the bottom. Shit, that's all about fast ass movement forward, and, a sense of trajectory going in the right direction. So let your confidence speak for itself, you know? The sun here again. Yep. Guard yourself, right? Protect yourself at all costs. You've been through enough already. You're tired, you're weary, right? But when you understand that you've been through enough already, let that confidence shine through so that you could get to where you're trying to actually head, instead of being in a stuck stagnant energy. 1 second, guys, because I guess I didn't make it clear that this is a collective message. I said it throughout the reading, but it is what it is. Collective reading. There we go. All right, so let's see. Now we are going to pull from another new deck, the Truth deck. I like this one. I was mentioning earlier before I started that this is a deck that kind of touches on a lot of different things. Like at first when I got it, I thought it was going to be like about like romance, and it's not. Very different than what I thought it was going to be. And I kind of like it for that reason, because it allows you to see different areas of life. Like even in this reading right now, right? This isn't just about love. Like this is about a little bit of everything. Like people in your life that, might be kind of in situations that might be kind of holding you back. So we're looking into life right now, right? Not just, one area. Because everybody's going through different things with this being a collective message. So let's see. But for those of you who are resonating, let me know in the comments by saying it or liking. If you're new and haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. All those things are super helpful. All right, let's see. Let's get a few from here. What time is it? I had to eat dinner, so I was looking at the time. I usually go on a lot earlier than this, so I'm like, what time is it? All right. Ooh, how many we got here? 3. Okay. Oh. Wow. How about this coming back kind of full circle already? All right. So we have trash. It says waste, worthless, and mouse. So, there's something that has to be kind of thrown to the wayside. And we kind of established that earlier in the reading. We already kind of were saying like out with the old, in with the new. And now we're just kind of solidifying that. You have torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, and troubled. That goes back to that 8 of Swords energy that we had saw earlier. even like Nine of Swords too. And finances. I mentioned that finances and career might be one of the things that are really important in this reading at this time. It says money problems, work, success, and fortune. Those all came out together. So there's a lot of, you know, energy surrounding like figuring out what you're gonna do when it comes to career, right? Figuring out, how to walk away from something that doesn't, do anything for you, and they're like, it's funny because it's like, or not funny, but ironic how there's this energy of anxiety at work, but then there's the energy that, you also feel anxiety about leaving, excuse me, moving forward from it too, especially with that Fool in the reverse here. So it's like, it kind of, it's like very just ironic how those energies kind of feed each other, but it's like, which one are you going to feed when it comes to that type of energy? And which one are you going to starve? It's time to feed the energy of knowing that there's good fortune coming your way. There is success coming your way. Why stay stuck in a loop, right? On that hamster wheel. We have Apple. It says wisdom, depth, sexuality, and joy. Interesting. Along with intuition, sixth sense, intuition, and subconscious. So we got wisdom. The things that are sticking out to me is wisdom and intuition. So it's like you're gaining a sense of knowledge and intuition, right? Or following your intuition as you gain knowledge about your circumstances and knowing what it is that you're called to do at this time. Yeah. We have snake energy twice. Lie, poison, and fertility. Snake. Right? So energy's coming up, more than once. It's also interesting how a lot of the cards are starting to come out in multiples too. Let's get like 3 or 4 more from here. Sorry guys, I'm sitting on the floor and I'm not used to doing this anymore. Like I used to do this all the time, and like now like my bum is a little numb. This is like a weird position that I'm sitting in or something, but I'm like, the side of my butt is like numb. For anybody who's still asking about their own personal readings right now, guys, I did pin a comment. This is just a collective message. I greatly appreciate everybody for being here, but this is not personal readings tonight. All right, so we have silence, keep silent, coercion, and hint is here. And it came out along with independent, free, lead, and initiative. So I'm getting like moving in silence kind of energy. So as you're, doing the things that you're doing, that you're working on the things that you're working on. Remember, I did mention that for somebody who ends up watching this, it's not going to be for everybody, of course, but like for somebody who's watching or ends up watching later, there is this energy of knowing that it's time for you to do something on your own and embark on like a new journey. So it's like you might have to just make some silent moves so that people don't try to, steal ideas and things like that. You don't have to tell everybody everything that you're doing. Only talk to people who you trust or who you could bounce ideas off of and maybe, work together with. So on and so forth. And Jerome, no problem at all. You've been here before, and I'm so grateful for you. I know it's like disappointing when it is just a collective. I do hope that, when you guys watch the collectives, that you still get something out of it. But, I can't do like personals every time. I just can't do it. I don't know how some readers can. I personally cannot. So, I'm always grateful for those of you who, do ask, because some of you guys have gotten those personals and you come back and you're like, wow, she helped me or something, you know what I mean? So that makes me happy that you guys trust me that much when you come back. But just know that most of my readings on here, just being honest, are going to be collective messages unless otherwise stated. but I am trying to get into it again. I am working on it, I promise. I did one a couple weeks back for the personals, and it went very well. So yeah, I greatly appreciate you guys. Just know that. And oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So we have two cards that came out together. We have Snake is here again, officially on the spread. Lie, Poison, and Fertility. So we remember we had the other snake energy before too, and it came out along with photographs. So this is somebody from like the past, possibly. It says photo, memories, souvenir, and card. It's giving me past energy. So there could be a person from the past that was not very honest, who kind of contributed to some of this stuff, and they could be trying to kind of come back in, try to fuck with your energy, or they're doing it energetically from a distance. It's very interesting how people, we talk about like magic and stuff like that, dark magic, but like the thing is, anybody is capable of that. If you say negative things, or or think negative things like, oh, I hate that bitch, I hope that she gets hit by a car. I know that sounds mad drastic, but no, people really say shit like that. I'm not making things up. Like, this is the stuff that people do and say. And it actually happens. Like, we have to be very, very, very mindful of what we say, because our words can manifest. There is power of the tongue. So if a person in your energy, for instance, is thinking or saying things like that, like, oh, I hope that their money is fucked up, or I can't stand them, like they think they better than everybody else because they got these talents and stuff like that. And then, like, you know I just heard dagger in the back. Like, their energy is like a dagger in your back, and it's not a cool ass energy at all. Like, it's terrible. Yeah, run away, get away, keep away, give up. Like, you moved on from that, or you at least were in the process of it, or are. Addiction, drug, alcohol, obsession, toxic attachments. Like, I'm getting like karmic vibes. Like, this person's a karmic, and karmics come in very different forms. Like, it's not always romantic. People assume, oh, karmics are romantic all the time. Like, no, a karmic could be literally anything or anyone. It could be a job. It could be your own habits. It could be your own thoughts. It could be your own child. Like, it could be anything, anyone. Okay, so take the messages as they resonate, but there's definitely a karmic energy that has been interfering with your finances in particular. Firm, wide awake, clean, and decisive. Stand firm in your values. Stand firm in what you believe in and what it is that you want. Fuck that. Where is that card? Yep, same energy. Stand your ground and don't let up on that shit. One more from your spirit. Crown, yes. Owner, master, top level, yes. Adjust your fucking crown. Don't let nobody ever try to knock that off your head. Never. Never let nobody try to come at you like that. Divine timing, wrong time, right time, and wait. Everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to, right? And that's why we got that energy of like with the ladder, right? It was, this energy of like, you take the momentum forward and something always pulls you back. But everything is happening right when it's supposed to. Okay? Adjust that crown and don't ever forget who you are. Chew. Deep thinking, remember, solve puzzles, and code word. So, I heard biting off more than what you can chew. You might have bitten off more than what you can chew, and you're realizing like there's certain energies and people that you try to kind of hold on to that energy and you try to keep them around, and they're not always worthy of your energy. Remember that. And I also heard lights will guide you home. I just heard I don't know if anybody's a Coldplay fan, but I heard the lyrics from Fix You by Coldplay. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Some people might like to, help people rebuild themselves and stuff. When I say people, I mean you guys. Might try to help people out, and you bite off more than you can chew by doing that. Because the thing is, when a person comes into your energy and they knock you off of your pedestal and they bring you down, despite your efforts to try to help them, like you can't. Those are not people that you need to have in your life. Easier said than done, I know, when you have a good heart. Yeah, shadow. Could be a part of your shadow self. The other side, coexist, reverse side. When those kind of qualities start to become a detriment, that's when it becomes your shadow. Like normally we'll be like, oh, it's so nice that people, care about others and they're so loving and all this stuff. Like those are great things on the surface. Right? But if you're overextending constantly to the point of depletion and allowing people to, mistreat you, or getting walked like a damn dog, like, are those, does that sound like it's something positive anymore? No. So that's where discernment comes in, right? Being able to know, okay, well, there are certain energies that I can put my energy or myself towards, and other things I have to pull my energy back a bit. And being able to decipher what is going to be important. So we're going to close out with some Akashic truth cards. Let's do maybe like 3 or 4 to close out. And like I said, see, like even before I do anything, look what's here. We have release attachments, right? We were talking about this energy of releasing. So let's do some shuffles. I do hope that you guys have been resonating. And I'm grateful for you guys for being here. Couple more shuffles, and then like I said, 3 or 4 cards from here to close out the reading. Bottom of the deck. Speak your truth. Yes, important. You've stayed silent long enough. Speak up. Stand your ground. I said stand your ground. Damn nails. Stand your ground. And state your perspectives. Ooh, what's underneath that? Choice. Yeah, we talked about choices earlier too. And state your perspectives. You will rise to a higher vibration when you let your voice be heard. Absolutely. I love that. Also, guys, I need a refill really bad, so please don't laugh at my nails. I know they need to be done. I was trying to get an appointment this week, but my girl was booked. I'm like, shit. But they're still holding on strong. Like, these are my real nails, and I just put an acrylic overlay over them. I also have on my hand right now. Y'all probably like, what the fuck? What did she write? 130 fire drill. We had a fire drill today, and I was like, oh shit, let me make sure I write that down so I don't forget. Yeah, for my students or whatever. All right, so stand your ground. There is something you want to fight for, yet you are choosing, that's why choice was there, choosing to hide instead. Create a boundary and speak up for what you believe in. Absolutely, 100 fucking percent. Come on now, spirit. Let's get 2 more. What we got? Release attachments. You can't make this up, even if you wanted to. Look how thick this damn deck is. And the cards that were showing up already are coming out again. You can't make it up even if you wanted to. All right, so it says, there's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or negative behavior. I said that earlier. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. Come on now. Spirit ain't playing with y'all. Spirit's like, come on, you guys are so capable. Get it together because you guys deserve this. This is not an attack. This is, you guys are so capable and worthy of the things that it is that you're bringing in. And you need to welcome it with open arms. Because when you stay in this energy of allowing people to be in your space to take away from you like that, nah. They gotta go. And it's time for you to, do what's necessary for you to protect yourself in terms of, your dignity, your respect, right? Adjust that crown. Adjust that crown. As a matter of fact, straighten it out a little bit, right? Adjust it. You're worthy. You're capable. One more, Spirit. Maybe two. We'll see. Spirit's funny. I said one, maybe two. They gave me exactly two. All right, so we have soar. It says, you are being asked to stop dimming your own light. Period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Exactly. Along with inner peace. Didn't we? Am I bugging, or wasn't there a card about inner peace somewhere? Or something that maybe mentioned inner peace? Maybe I'm thinking about like the harmony. It was a harmony card that had showed up. It's not on the official spread, but it did show up earlier. I'm sorry about that. It says, you are letting outside circumstances create turmoil and frustrations within you. Remember, you are always, I can't want to say are always, you always have the power to choose your response. Let inner peace attract a higher vibrational outcome for you. Absolutely. What's on the bottom of the deck here? Jump in. Yes, see? Like, you see how it all comes back full circle, guys? I love when this happens. This is why I end with like these type of decks, because it's like it gives advice that usually lends right to what we already saw. There's that fear, right, of taking that leap and going towards what you want with this Fool here in the reverse. Jump in. You are being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take the leap anyway. That's bars right there. This is that time. Exactly. So the stars will not always align the way we want them to. Opportunities sometimes are a little bit messy. Life is not always going to be black and white, right? We're going to have to look at things from a gray area and be able to say, okay, well, even though this is weird or this is awkward, it feels uncomfortable, so on and so forth, well, I am being called to do this at this time, and that's okay. Top of the deck we have bring balance. You're putting too much energy into something, creating lack somewhere else. Take action now to correct the situation or risk further imbalance, which could lead to undesired results. Which definitely still goes right back to what we were talking about earlier with how we had the disharmony card and the harmony card. They both came out. So from the very first deck that we used earlier, pay attention. You're being asked to pay close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to move forward in order to live your best life. I love that. Absolutely. I love that. So, with all that said, my loves, I hope that you guys resonated with that message. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it did something for you. I wasn't gonna go on like I wanted to, and I was like, I'm kind of tired. Blah, blah, blah. Gave all these excuses, and then at like 7 something, I was like, oh, I think I should do it. And then I decided to finally open up this freaking little overhead tripod thing here, and I was like, okay, let's just try it out and see what happens. This could either go really, really horribly, or it could go pretty good. So I decided to, give it a whirl, and I was definitely frustrated because it was hard to get like the right angle and stuff like that where you could see a decent amount, because I was hoping it was gonna like have like my whole table, but it doesn't work like that. It's like super like zoomed in, which is fine. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed it this way. Usually I'm like face forward now anyway. It wasn't always like that, right, Lottie? So and like I said, now you guys get to see how badly I need my nails done. But anywho, I love you guys, and yeah, you guys definitely are awesome, and you're so valued and so special. Never forget it. Adjust your crown, okay? Adjust your crown. Never forget who you are. Stand on that shit, okay? Because you guys are so worthy, so special, and Spirit wanted you to know that in particular tonight. So, with all that said, you guys have a great rest of your evening. And I love you all. And if you're new, thank you, Lati. Oh, also, guys, check out my sister, Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, Lati. She's amazing at what she does. And you will never be disappointed ever. Like, she's just so great at what she does. She's an amazing person, like, through and through. Check her out because that's somebody who I go to for readings, okay? So when I need guidance, I'd be like, yo, sis, what's up? I need to talk to you. So check her out for sure. Um, but yeah, another message I just got though, and I guess it's kind of rounding up what we already were talking about earlier, this energy of closure. With spring kind of coming in, right? We're closing out that old shit, right? So that we could welcome in the new stuff that we have been, it's like our harvest, right? I know the harvest is more like a fall thing, but like it's just like saying, like, we're seeing like things coming out of the ground. That's what I just heard. Things are coming out of the ground. Those seeds that you've planted, they're starting to grow. We mean this figuratively, of course, but those seeds, they're starting to grow. The things that you really put that effort into, you're going to start to see things happening. And even though it seems like it's been like a long time coming and it just seems like nothing is changing, nothing's happening, Spirit wanted me to let you guys know. And I think that's why Spirit like stopped me from closing the reading out completely just now. There's just this confirmation that Spirit, yeah, my ear just started ringing like crazy when I said this. My right ear. Message. Um they want you guys to know that even though things have been slower moving than you would like them to be, hence this ladder card that showed up, and we were talking about like taking 2 steps forward, like every time you take like a step forward, you take 2 steps back, and if you feel that, right? Like, and it's frustrating because it's like you feel like, damn, when the fuck are things going to get better? Well, it's happening. It's just happening slower than you would like. It's giving me like Knight of Pentacles energy. Like, it didn't show up in the reading, but it's giving me that. So just know you are going to see things happen. Maintain your sense of faith within yourself and your abilities to make these things happen, these changes happen, okay? Because they want you to know that. Yeah, look, solution. That was the last card. Oh, look, what's under that? I didn't even see this one. We talked about the solution, right? A strategy or answer found to overcome a problem or a challenge. And then we have quest. It's a part of your journey, okay? See how she's holding that lantern? Spirit, that's spirit right there. Spirit is guiding you along the way. It seems like it's dark, twisty, windy roads, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? You don't get it, right? A specific or unclear state of search and effort to reach a goal. But they're like, there will be a solution to the problem, okay? Because of your wisdom, okay? A revelation of the unknown, sorry, having knowledge, having experience, and labyrinth is underneath that. Solutions that are often difficult to understand or solve, complex, and where finding a way out is a challenge. So finding a way out of the situation is a challenge, but there is a solution and you're finding it because you guys are so wise. So just know. Okay. Spirit wanted me to extend the message a little bit for you guys because I was about to sign out, but that's what Spirit wanted me to tell you. So again, with all that said, I love you guys, and until next time, maybe tomorrow. We don't know yet. I will be checking in with you guys again soon. And until next time, I love you. Normally, I would go on the camera. You can't see me though, but I will do this. Bye, guys. Good night.